stage, everybody, Mr. Chuck House.
Thank you.
We love you, Chuck.
Thank you. Man, was that awesome or what? This guy here, dude, thank you for dropping some bangarang in the middle of that. That is an awesome song. That was fantastic. So how's everybody doing tonight? Shut up, I don't care. I really don't. Anyway. Now I got a friend here with me. He's not really seen me do my act before, so I just figured I'd run over some old stuff and some new stuff. So if you've heard it before, tough shit, just deal with it. So I was on the bus a while ago, and while I was there, I saw this woman, and she was breastfeeding, right? She had the baby up there, had the tit in the mouth, everything was going fine. And this old woman starts freaking out. She's like, "Oh my God, that is disgusting, it's evil, you're going to hell for that." Looking back on it, I probably shouldn't have been rubbing one out, but you know, what the hell. So I wanted to tell you about an idea that I had. It was actually, like, if you remember the old days, there was like, you know, radio had like actual shows on radio. They had like, you know, the Green Hornet and the Shadow and Batman and all this stuff. And I decided I wanted to do a new version. I'm gonna call it The Green Shadow. It's about a guy, his name is Dr. Herb Green Thumb. And he actually, he works on marijuana, but he's got this, don't you already, it's an awesome idea. You know, he's got like his little Asian manservant named Ganja. I love that name. The idea is, his fiancée, Mary Jane, was actually killed by a guy named I Am Demand, and he's the head of a group called NARC. That's the National Alliance for the Reformation of Cannabis. They want to like completely keep it illegal. Don't you think that would be a great hit? I think it'd be awesome. I'm actually thinking that would be a pretty good like you know, internet radio show or something. But just a piece of advice: if anybody ever offers you a lifetime supply of candy and there's only one piece, do not eat it. It's probably poison. So, before I got here tonight, I was doing donuts in the parking lot. I cannot recommend that because that powdered sugar hurts like a bitch. So, man, my handwriting gets worse every week. I swear to God, I can't look at this. So, I mentioned this, I think, last week. I'm not sure, but, you know, there's a thing that's been going around for a couple of years now where people are actually, like, when they have babies, they throw them in the dumpster, and everybody's against that. But in England, they were going through a recycling plant, and they found a baby in the recycling plant. I was like, oh my God, that's pretty horrible. Then I started thinking about it. I thought, well, really, it's not that bad. Here in America, we just throw them out. At least in England, they recycle. So have you ever noticed when you take like a seashell and you put it up to your ear, you can hear the ocean? There's an interesting little thing also that if you put your ear up against a stranger's leg, you can actually hear them say, "What the fuck are you doing?" So birds shit on my car the other day. I do not like that. I hate birds. I hate when they shit on my car. But the best part about it was I started like thinking about it a little bit, and I figured out the best way to get revenge was to actually eat a plate of scrambled eggs outside, just so they know who they're fucking with. So now, gentlemen, you know, I like the guys are fine, but I love ladies. That's just how it is. Ladies are way better than men. But the problem I have with ladies is they say things that they don't really mean. Like when they tell you, hey, let's be friends, what they're really saying is, dude, don't ever fucking call me again. And, you know, God bless PBS. It's a shitty network, they have terrible shows, and they always blame you for sponsoring them, but at least PBS keeps my parents from wandering the streets. So, Rick Santorum, thank God he's out of the election, but anyway, he actually mentioned that pornography is a pandemic of harm upon the country, and I thought that's a little bit extreme, you know? I mean, I don't know a lot of people that are getting jacked up because of pornography. I mean, I've had a few sore wrists and some new blisters, but that's about it. So I really, one of my, you know, I've mentioned several of my hobbies. I've got a new one. I love to encourage pop stars to off themselves. And I'm really glad because apparently Amy Winehouse got my note. Now I'm just hoping Bieber checks his mail. Yeah! So I don't know if anybody's heard about this, but I read an article the other day where at Arby's, a kid found an inch-long chunk of finger in his sandwich. And I was like, that's kind of messed up, you know? But it made me think about some of the new mottos that Arby's could go for, like, Arby's, don't eat that. Or Arby's, 9 out of 10 cannibals prefer us. Or my personal favorite, Arby's, try our new finger food. So 100% true story. I got drunk the other night and I went home and I'm sitting there minding my own business and I have an ashtray that's kind of cup shaped, you know, it's meant to sit in like a cup holder, you know, and I kept flicking my ashes in it and I had a glass of tea sitting next to it, and do not make this mistake, it's horrible. I actually grabbed the ashtray and tried to take a drink of that. A mouthful of ash is a horrible experience. Do not do that. No, I don't think I want to drink the bong water either. I might make tea out of it, but that's only because I'm a classy stoner. So my dad the other day, I was actually hanging out with my parents, and my dad was watching like I think it was the very first episode of Magnum P.I. I'm not sure because I don't really remember that show, but I learned something from that because apparently all of the flashbacks taught me that the war in Vietnam was actually in black and white. I never knew that before. But jeez, man, my handwriting's getting terrible, or my eyes are going bad, one or the other. So, yeah, I definitely need to increase the glaucoma treatments, that's for sure. But no, I don't know for sure if men have a biological clock. I know women are always talking about, you know, as they're getting older, my biological clock's ticking, they have this urge to have babies. I don't know how true that is for men, but I've noticed that I'm starting to have these like really sensitive moments where I'll see people on TV and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I want to have a baby, or oh, I just want to be in love, and you know, I'm really glad that beer and pot kills those urges, because that's not me. So, I know this is terrible, so if you don't like this, I apologize, but I just have to share it with you. I had this thought the other day when I was going to bed. Do you think that when woodland creatures get hurt, they go see the doctor? See, I wouldn't go see that guy, because I'm pretty sure he's a quack. But you know what's even worse is when you check the mail and you see the bill. Oh, that's good stuff. So a friend of mine posted on Facebook the other day. He posted a message about like, it said something to the effect of like, only 3% of people are going to repost this, and you know, if you love God, you'll repost this because God already knows you've read this right now. And I was just looking at that, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this? I mean, people are really thinking that God, in the world that we live in, if there's a God, they're really concerned that he's more concerned with their stuff than like, say, fires, famines, floods, war, hurricanes, holocausts. They're thinking that God's actually paying attention to their Facebook post. Like, you're going to go to hell if you didn't repost something? What the fuck? I mean, and if you're offended that I said if there's a God, remember that it's America, so I can say that, and if you have a problem with it, it's okay, because I'm the one that's going to go to hell. So I had a thought earlier today, though, that I really love. What do you think Bill Cosby prefers, rum and coke or Jello shots? Jello shots! So I've mentioned this before, but I think it's good to kind of keep people's memories going about things like this, but the leading cause of arrest in America is getting caught. So I had a friend of mine that I spent the night with when I was a kid. You know, you did that, you know, the whole sleepover thing. And one night I got up and I was like, oh man, I gotta go to the bathroom, so I'm walking down the hallway, you know, and I see the light in the kitchen's on. And I was thinking, well, that's a little bit weird. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. Who's in the kitchen? So I walk in there and he's got his dick in a jar of peanut butter. I was like, what are you doing? It's like, isn't it obvious? I'm fucking nuts. So, I told you about how I started dating a girl at Subway. That way, you know, I mean, for no other reason than just to tell her, go make me a sandwich, and she kind of had to do it. But she got really mad at me, right? And so she told me, she was like, you don't understand anything about women, and so I just kicked her in the nuts and left. Do you think that there's such a thing as bipolar bears? And if there is that a physical or a mental affliction? Both? So I know that Talk Like a Pirate Day is coming up soon. And yeah, see, it's catching on. But you know, the thing that's crazy about that is I've only got like a few more months to learn Somali. So the first job I ever had was actually canning orange juice, but I got fired because I couldn't concentrate. So, I've told these before, actually, since this is actually my 3-month anniversary, I thought I would crack out this section of jokes that I haven't told in a while. How did the hipster know how to catch trout? He caught them before they went mainstream. Hey, how'd the hipster burn his tongue? And he drank his coffee before it was cool. And unfortunately, I can't remember the third one, so you're going to have to settle with 2 hipster jokes to deal with it. But I did notice the other day that the police were looking for DJ Jazzy Jeff, but it was cool. They found him by following the Fresh Prince. So I was at the doctor's office. A couple of years ago, they thought I might have had testicular cancer, so we did this whole series of operations and tests and all this stuff. It turns out I was fine. But, still, now that I've had that fear, I like to go back every so often and just get a checkup. And everything was going fine, but, I couldn't help it. The doctor's down there, he's feeling around, and I just started running my fingers through his hair. And then he started telling me, he's like, everything down here seems to be going fine, but I think you really should stop masturbating so much. And I was like, are you kidding me? That can't seriously be bad for my health. He said, no, but it is distracting me. So I noticed, I've mentioned this before, but I just realized there's a teddy bear workshop down here on the landing, and I think it's going to be possible now. There's a movie called Inglourious Basterds, and in that movie there's a character named the Bear Jew, and that's like my favorite character ever. So I'm going to go down to the teddy bear workshop, and I'm going to get him to build me a teddy bear Jew. And he's going to be, all tough, have a felt baseball bat and a fake Nazi scalp. It's going to be beautiful. But actually, it looks like that's about all I've got left for you tonight, so I'm going to wrap it up just by giving you one little piece of advice. Sunday morning coming down is far better than Monday morning going to work. Thank you very much. Y'all have been great.